All right, so good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our math class. So for today's lesson, we will learn about multiplying numbers and dividing numbers by 2, by 5, and by 10. All right, so let me just go ahead and share the page for you. Hold on, class. All right. So for those who, class, for those who has their math textbook, you can open on page number, let me check.
I don't have any math.
Me too. I don't have a math test.
It's okay. It's okay. For those who has, you can open on.
It's from the teacher jar.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay if you don't have the book, you can just look at the screen, okay? Look at the screen and then listen to me. For those who has a book, you can open on page 55. So,
Teacher Maria,
yes,
what page number?
page number 55. Again, for those who has their book, you can open on page number 55. And for those who doesn't have their textbook, you can just look at the screen and listen, okay? All right, so for this afternoon's lesson class, we will tackle about multiplying.
ค่ะหนูไม่มีสมุดอะค่ะ
คืองี้ค่ะนักเรียนสมุดหนังสืออะค่ะเทคบุ๊กเวิร์กบุ๊กหนูอยู่ที่คุณครูเพราะว่าหนูเอามาส่งตอนนี้ทีเชอร์กำลังตรวจอยู่แต่ทีเนี้ยมีบางคนที่ยังไม่ได้นำมาส่งคุณครูนะคะก็เลยยังมีหนังสืออยู่ที่ตัวเองทีเชอร์แจ้งว่าถ้าใครมีหนังสือให้เปิดตามหน้าที่ทีเชอร์บอกแต่ว่าถ้าใครไม่มีก็ไม่เป็นไรค่ะเพราะว่าตอนนี้ทีเชอร์กำลังตรวจอยู่โอเคไหมคะ
Okay, thank you, Teacher Jel. Let's continue class. All right, so for this afternoon's lesson, we will learn about multiplying by repeated addition, okay? So this one is quite easy. So we have example number 1. So look at the picture and how many apples are there altogether? So we have group 1 and we have group 2. Okay, so in group 1, there are how many apples?
4 apples.
Okay, so in group 1, there are 4 apples. And in group 2, how many apples?
4.
4, okay. All right, so we're going to multiply by repeated addition, okay? So class, if we are going to add, that's gonna be 4 plus 4 equals 8, okay? And if we are going to multiply, you just have to write, oh, this one is supposed to be 4. So if we're going to multiply, we just have to write the number of group, which is 2, and the number of apples, which is 4, okay? The number of group is 2, and then the number of apples is 4. So that's 2 multiply 4 is equals to 8. All right, so there are 8 apples altogether. Very easy. All right, so on the next page, we have another example. How many ducklings are there altogether? Now let's count the group first, okay? So this is first group, second group, and then third group. So there are 3 groups. How many ducklings in the first group?
Group 1 on the 2. Group 2
So there
on
are, yes, there are 2 ducklings in each group. So it's the same like this. For addition, it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6, okay? Now, let's try multiplication. So you just have to write the number of group, which is 3. 1, 2, 3 groups, and then multiply by 2, which is the number of ducklings in each group. So if you multiply 3 by 2, the answer would be 6. It will still be the same. So there are 6 ducklings altogether. Okay. All right, now let's proceed to the next one. Example number 3. So look at the picture. How many donuts are there altogether? Now, how many groups? So there are 3 groups. 1, 2, and 3. How many donuts in each group? How many donuts in each group?
Group 1 on 5.
Okay, very good. So there are 5. Good job, Ashita. So there are 5 donuts in each group. For group 1, 5 donuts. For group 2, 5 donuts. For group 3, 5 donuts. So let's try to add, okay? So that's going to be 5 plus 5 plus 5. That equals to 15. Now let's try multiplication or multiply. So first is we have to write the number of groups. So there are 3 groups, yes? So 3, which is the number of group 1, 2, and 3. And then multiply by the number of donuts in each group, which is 5. So 3 multiplied by 5, that equals to 15. So the answer for the question is there are 15 donuts altogether. Okay. All right, now let's proceed to the next one. Here, let's try to answer this one. Look at the pictures, fill in the boxes. Now, how many groups are there in number 1? How many groups?
4 group.
No, how many groups?
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so there are 5 groups. And how many ribbons? How many ribbons in each group?
4.
4.
So,
So there are 5 groups and each group has a 4 ribbons. So we have to write like this. Oh, turn off your microphone. All right, now let's write like this, okay? 5 groups of 4 is equals to 20. Again, 5 groups of 4 is equals to 20. So that means 5 multiplied by 4 is equals 20. So there are 20 ribbons altogether. Again, 5 groups of 4 is equals 20. So 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20. So there are 20 ribbons altogether. All right, I'm going to call someone. Brave. Brave, can you turn on your microphone, please? All right, Brave. In number 2, How many bracelets are there?
1, 2, 3, 5.
5, okay. And how many beads on each bracelet? Beads. How many circles?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So there are 6. There are 6 beads on each bracelet. And the next, what's next?
5. 5. 5. 5. 5.
5 what? 5 multiply 6. So how many beads? How many beads are there?
30.
30. So there are 30 beads altogether. All right. Now, Brave, can you read this one?
There are 5
Bracelets.
bracelets. There are 5 braids on each bracelet.
There are 6
5.
beads.
6 beads on
Each
each bracelet.
bracelet.
5
Multiply
multiply 6 equal 30. There are 30 beads altogether.
Okay, very good. Now let's proceed to the next one. So this is the multiplication table for multiplying numbers by 2. So here, 2 times 1, that's 2. 2 times 2, that's 4. 2 times 3, that's 6. 2 times 4, that's 8. 2 times 5, that's 10. 2 times 6, that's 12. 2 times 7, that's 14. 2 times 8 is equals to 16. 2 times 9, that's 18. 2 times 10, that's 20. 2 times 11, that's 22. And 2 times 12, that's 24. What is 2 times 14? 2 times 14. What do you think? 2 times 14. What do you think is the answer? Two times 14, class.
28. 28.
28, very good. What about 2 times 13?
26.
26. What about 2 times 15?
30. 30.
30, okay. All right. Okay, on this page, let's try to use the number line, okay? So this is the number line. You can also try to use this one if you're having difficulty with the multiplication table. So this one is a number line. You can also use this, for example, 4 groups of 2 is 8. So what we are going to do is we will make 4 groups, okay, by 2. So that's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, and 4 groups. So in 4 groups by 2, that's 8, okay? 4 groups of 2, that's 8. Let's try another one. 5 groups of 2 is 10. So let's make 5 groups by 2, okay? 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, and 5 groups. So 5 groups of 2 is 10. All right. I have another example. What about 6 groups of 2 is a lie? 6 groups of 2 is who can answer? 6 groups of 2 is
12.
12. Okay, so let's make an illustration. So first group or 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups. So 6 groups of 2 is 12. All right. What about 7 groups of 2? What is 7 groups of 2? What is 7 groups of 2, class? 7 groups of 2 is what?
$14.
14. Okay. So let's do it. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, and 7 groups. So 7 groups of 2 is 14. What about 8 groups of 2? What is 8 groups of 2?
16.
16. What is 9 groups of 2?
18.
I only hear Otto. Very good. It's 18.
18.
What is 10 groups of 2?
12.
Huh? What is
11.
10 groups of 2?
20.
20. What is 11 groups of 2?
22.
What is 12 groups of 2?
24.
12 groups of 2?
24.
24. Okay, good job. Now let's try dividing numbers by 2, okay? So we can also see that 8 counters are shared equally on 2 plates. So how many counters are there on each plate? All right, so we have plates here, okay? Or we have counters here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 counters. And then the 8 counters shared equally on 2 plates. So one plate has 4 counters, and then another plate or another plate has 4 counters. So they're shared equal number of counters. That's 4 and 4. So that's equal, okay? All right, so let's try to see this example class. So when we share objects into two groups, we are dividing the numbers by 2. So we will use this symbol. All right, so the solution for that example is we have 8 counters, right? This one, 8 counters. And then we have the divided or divide symbol, and then 2 plates. This one. So 8 divided by 2, that's 4, which is the 4 counters in each plate. Okay, I will give you another example. What about, let's say we have 6 counters. Let's say we have 6 counters, class. And then divide these counters into 2.
谢谢Maya.
Yes?
May I divider, please?
Yes, you may.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. So class, we have another example here. 6 counters. And then divide these counters into 2 groups. How many counters in each group?
3.
3. Okay, so that's gonna be 6 divided by 2. That equals to, equals to 3. All right, so I think that's pretty easy. So we have another example here. Each plate has 4 counters. So this one, right? So here, another example. Otto, can you read this one?
COVID has 8 biscuits. If he wants to put 2 biscuits on each plate, how many plates will COVID need?
Okay, good job. So this is not COVID, this is COVID. All right, so there are 8 biscuits, right? So the problem is COVID has 8 biscuits and he wants to put 2 biscuits on each plate. So how many plates will COVID need? So first is we have to divide 8 biscuits by 4. So he can get 2 biscuits in each plate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there are 8 biscuits. And then he wants to have 2 on each plate. So this is the first group, and then the second 2, or the second group, which is 2. And then the third 2 or third group, which is 3, and then the fourth 2 or the fourth group. Okay. So how many plates will COVID need? So since we have 4 different groups, so we also need 4 plates. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, COVID has 8 biscuits, right? And then he wants to put 2 biscuits on each plate. So how many plates will COVID need? So the answer would be 4. 4 plates. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So here's the solution. So we put when we put objects into two groups or groups of two, we divide by 2 to find the number of groups. So this is how we did. 8 divided 2 is equals to 4. And for us to check the number of biscuits, we just have to multiply it by 2. So 4 by 2 is equals to 8. Or we can also do like this. If you want to divide it by 4. So 8 divided by 4, that's 2. And then 2 times 4 is equals to 8. So there are 8 biscuits can be put into 4 groups of 2. Okay. All right, now let's try to learn multiplying by 5. So here's the first example. Kampi, can you read this one?
How many marbles are there? There are 4
Rows
rows of 5 marbles.
Yes, that's right. So again, I'm going to read one more time. How many marbles are there? There are 4 rows of 5 marbles. So let's see. So the rows is this one. Okay, these are rows. So there are 4 rows. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 rows. And then this one is column. Column 1, 2, 3,
5
4,
group.
and 5.
Group.
So there are 5 columns and 4 rows, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows. And then 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now look at this one, class. 4 groups of 5 is equals to 20. So that means 4 multiplied by 5, that's 20. Do you understand? So we have 4 groups, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And each group has 5 marbles. So that's why we have 4 times 5 is equals to 20. And then right over here, we have 5 groups in a column. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in each group for column, there are 4 marbles. So 5 groups of 4 marbles is equals to 20, or you can also write it like this. 5 multiplied by 4 is equals to 20. Do you understand? Yes, I do. No, I don't.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so for the question, how many marbles are there? There are 20 marbles altogether. All right. Next. Okay, now we have another example. Pakai, can you read this one? Pakai, can you read this one, the one that I just boxed?
How many doors are there?
How many dots are there? Okay. Now let's see. We have 3 groups, right? Row. One group, and then another group, which is 2, and another one group. So hold on. So we have 1, 2, and 3 groups. And in each group, it has 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 groups of 5 is what? Here's the solution. So again, very good. So in each group, it has 5 dots. So this is 5 plus 5, that's 10. And another 5, that's 15. Or you can also write like this. 3 multiply 5 is equals to 15. All right. So here is the multiplication table of 5, okay? So 1 times 5, that's 5. 2 times 5, that's 10. 3 times 5, that's 15. 4 times 5, that's 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5, that's 30. 7 times 5, that's 35. 8 times 5, that's 40. 9 times 5, that's 45. 10 times 5, that's 50. 11 times 5, that's 55. 12 times 5, that's 60. What about 13 times 5? What is 13 times 5? Again, please.
65.
65. Okay, very good. What is 14 times 5?
Seventy.
70. Okay. What is 15 times 5?
25. 25.
70.
25.
75. Okay. What about 20 times 5?
18.
100.
100. Okay, good job. So you just have to add 5, right? Okay, here. Dividing numbers by 5. All right, so we have an example here. Let me call Bowie. Can you read this one?
Most has 50 candles and 5 cakes. He wants to put
The same?
the same numbers of candles on each cake. How many candles must he put on each cake?
Okay, so I'm gonna read one more time. Thank you, Bowie. All right, so Mook has 15 candles and 5 cakes. He wants to put the same number of candles on each cake. So how many candles must he put on each cake? Okay, so let's try to have the 15 candles first. So this one, the 15 candles, right? And then we have 5 cakes. And he wants to put the same number of candles on each cake. So how many candles must need to put on each cake? So here's the thing. Since we have only 5 cakes, all we have to do is to divide this by 3. So it will have the same number of candles in each. Okay, so we have 15 divided by 5, that's 3. So we need 3 candles on each cake. Okay, 3 candles on each cake. So this one, for example, this is the cake, right? So we put 3 here. 1, 2, 3 candles. 1, 2, 3 candles. 1, 2, 3. Another 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So there are 3 candles on each of the cake. So if we're going to count the candles on each cake, it's the same number, which is 15 candles. Okay. So what about this one? T. T, can you read this part?
Okay. Mook has
No, this one. This one.
It has 32. He wants the past 5 cages on a cake. How many cake does he has?
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna read one more time. Chan has 15 candles too. He wants to put 5 candles on each cake. So how many cakes does he have or does he needs? Oh, this one is opposite from Mook, okay? So this time, Chan wants to have 5 candles. So how many cakes does he needs? So for us to divide it, we have to do like this now. So Chan has 3 cakes. So let's proceed to the next page. Oh, hold on. So Chan needs 3 cakes. So that's 15 divided by 5, that's 3. So Chan has 3 cakes. So here, 1, 2, and 3. So he needs 3 cakes. So that's how he divides the number of candles to have 5 candles in each cake. All right. Okay, let's proceed to this example class. Example number 4. Ashita, can you read this part? Example number 4.
Nam has 50 toy cars. He wants put 5 toys.
He wants to put
5 toy cars in
each box.
box. How many
Boxes.
does he need?
Okay, thank you, Ashita. So I'm gonna read again. Nam has 50 toy cars. He wants to put 5 toy cars in each box. So how many boxes? How many boxes does he need? So all we have to do is to divide 50 by 5. So 50, the number of toy cars, and then divide by 5 toy cars in each box. So 5 divided by, 50 divided by 5 is equals to 10. So to answer the question, Nam needs 10 boxes, okay? And each boxes has 5 toy cars. All right. Now let's try to do multiplication or multiplying numbers by 10. So how many beads are there? Let's try to see the group first. So we have one group, or the first group, second group, the third group, the fourth group, and the fifth group. How many beads in each group?
10.
10. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in each group, there are 10 beads. So there are 5 groups of 10 beads. So that means 5 multiplied by 10 equals 50. So there are 50 beads altogether. All right, so now let us look at the multiplication table of 10. So we have 1 times 10, that's 10. 1 times 2, that's 20. 3 times 10, that's 30. 4 times 10, that's 40. 5 times 10, that's 50. 6 times 10, that's 60. 7 times 10, that's 70. 8 times 10, that's 80. 9 times 10, that's 90. 10 times 10, that's 100. What about 11 times 10? What is 11 times 10?
110.
Very good. So that's 110. What about 12 times 10?
112. 120.
Very good. So that's 120. What? Very good. What is 13 times 10?
130.
Very good. What about 20 times 10?
200.
Very good. 200. What about 30 times 10?
300.
300. Okay. Do you understand? Yes, I do. No, I don't.
Yes, I do.
I
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay, good job, kids.
Yes, I do.
So here's example number 5. I am going to choose one to read this one. Nemo. Nemo, can you read example number 5, this one? Nemo. Oh, turn on your microphone.
Have 10 blocks of colorless pencil. Each bar has 9 colorless
Colored pencils.
color pencil. How many colorless pencil?
Okay, very good. Thank you, Nemo. So I'm gonna read one more time. K has 10 boxes of colored pencils. Each box has 9 colored pencils. How many colored pencils does she have in total? So here's the solution, class. It's very easy. So she has 9 colored pencils. You just have to multiply it by 10. So that equals to 80. So there are, oh, no, this is not 80, this is 90. So 9 multiplied by 10, that's 90. So that means she has 90 colored pencils in total. Okay, so this one is 90. Okay, next. All right, so this is the last topic, dividing numbers by 10. Let me call Firm. Firm, can you read this one? Mint, paste,
20
equally
stickering of
on
10 colors.
cards.
How many cards? How many stickers?
Stickers.
Stickers does she does on
Each
each
card.
card?
Okay, thank you, Perm. So I'm gonna read one more time. Mint paste 20 stickers equally on 10 cards. How many stickers did she paste on each card? So all we have to do, class, is just to divide 20 by 10. So if we're going to divide 20 by 10, we will have an answer of 2, okay? So example. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So Mint put 10 stickers in each card. All right. So let's see. Oh, she pastes 2 stickers on each cards. So what happened if Mint only has 2 cards? How many stickers will each card have? So in this example, it's different. So 20 will divide it into 2. So we can have the number of stickers in each card. So in the first example, there are 2 stickers in each card, which is 10. And then here on the second example, there are 10 stickers in each card. So you just have to divide in the opposite way, okay? So 20 divided by 10, That's 2. And then here is 20 divided by 2. That's 10. All right, let's see another example. Example number 6. What about, let me call another student. Okay, Otto.
Lena has 100 paper clips. She divides them equally among her 10 friends. How many paper clips will each friend get?
Okay, very good. So I'm gonna do one more time. Lena has 100 paper clips. She divides them equally among her 10 friends. How many paper clips will each friend get? All right, so first is we have to write the number of paper clips, which is 100, and then divide by the number of friends that Lena has. So 100 divided by 10, that's 10. So each of Lena's friend will get 10 paper clips. But what about Lena has 50 paper clips? What if Lena has 50 paper clips and she has 10 friends? How many paper clips does her friend will get, each of her friend? What if Lena has only 50 paper clips and she has 10 friends? So how many paper clips will each friend get? What do you think?
5.
5, okay. So each friend will get 5 paper clips. Okay. All right, so we don't have so much time, class. So I'm gonna send you your homework in the classroom. And for those who doesn't have the workbook, you don't have to worry, okay? You can submit it by next week. All right, so thank you, students.
Thank you, Teacher Maria.
Okay, bye.
Bye.